Hello everyone, and welcome. Last time I left you guys, we were in West Africa, playing as Songhai. Today, I think 2 months after I last uploaded anything, we're doing something a bit different. Another Empire overview, as you can see in the top left, and, well, here and everywhere. I played a game as Germany. Went the pretty standard route. Start off as, what are they called? Brandenburg. Then form Prussia, get Space Marines, and beat the crap out of everybody. And I did pretty well. You will notice that I'm only third in score. Well, soon you'll probably figure out why that is. So where to start? Well, first with our borders, because obviously I live for pretty borders, which is one of the reasons why I'm not have all of Europe, which is really doable, obviously, but I like keeping it, somewhat conservative. So here's our lovely little empire. This is all of it, excluding our... Well, actually, yeah, now we have everything, including our 3 loyal marches. I'm pretty sure they're all marches. Of Austria, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. So, yeah, again, where to continue? Let's just go through... Oops. Mouse acting up again. Let's go through here. We're an empire, an absolute monarchy, because I wanted more discipline. Our current ruler is pretty bad. Emperor Karl V Albrecht von Hohenzollern. Apparently the same dynasty as Austria. Well, I forced that upon them. Their king's called Ladislav II. Not the most Austrian name I've ever heard, but hey, to each their own, I guess. Diplomacy, our enemies are Russia and Spain. They're the only people who rivaled me. And I rivaled them back and added the Ottomans. Again, pretty straightforward stuff here. Economy, not the best, actually. I mean, I'm gaining a lot of money, but I'm also hemorrhaging quite a bit. A bit of a UI bug there. Number overflow. Yeah, it was kind of strange. I'm getting quite a bit of money from trade, but it's very fluctuating, probably because of how trade tends to flow from Asia, I mean. I assume when Russia doesn't feed me enough trade here, my income does hurt quite a bit. Speaking of trade, here we go. Let's grab the map mode as well. There you can see my placement. Basically, I've set it up so everything feeds into Lübeck, and I get as much there as possible. I think I get... No, actually, North Sea feeds into here as well. Right. So actually, yeah, most of it, most of the money goes to Lübeck, and only then into the channel. So yeah, making quite a bit of money off of that. And some of Spain's stupid people are embargoing us. It's like, oh no, my trade power in the Moluccas. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Then we have our technology. I maxed it out. It came quite close to not actually getting it, but in the end, we pull through. Ideas, obviously, we have our ridiculously overpowered Prussian ideas. There are tax modifiers, stability costs, which are alright, and then we get 20% morale. Oh, well, less armitage in the case. Okay, I guess. 20% infantry combat ability, more manpower, less recruitment time, and then, well, development cost. Well, that came in handy. And then Army Tradition, and Aggressive Expansion Impact, and of course that juicy 7.5% Discipline. So I started off with Admin, mainly to get the core creation cost, because expanding into Germany basically means you're going to be hemorrhaging admin points left, right, and center. And the rest is like mercenaries I don't care about. And then the admin tech was nice, I guess. Goods produced, pretty neat. And then defensive, mainly for more morale, because more morale's more better. And then maintenance for defense, usual stuff. And then quality to get that extra combat ability and discipline. Getting those Space Marines up with discipline, and then some naval stuff that in the end didn't really matter, because whenever I was fighting someone with a decent navy, they beat the crap out of me. Unless they sent over an army, in which case I dealt with them. Then influence, mainly for, I think I wanted this one as well, but mainly the aggressive expansion impact. Again, expanding in the HRE, so expensive, so slow. Reputation, and then contribution is nice, and justified demands, pretty okay. Then just better armies again, and then I figured, well, might as well get trade, aristocratic, because why not, and then maritime. Again, these last three, well, the trade came in handy, money-wise, but these two were, well, pretty throwaway. Could have been anything, really. Missions and decisions, nothing too interesting. I have some policies, mainly to get more money. This isn't too interesting. Religion, I went Protestant, obviously, because you need to go either Protestant, talking these hard people. You need to go either Protestant or Reformed to form Prussia. So, and Church Power, I recently changed this from idea cost to legitimacy, because I don't really know why. I think I wanted to try and get these all up to the max for the achievement. This was a pretty good achievement run, mainly because I don't have a lot yet, but whatever. And then manpower, recovery speed, and discipline, because that's always nice and handy. Then I have a bunch of leaders, which are all really good, so that's cool. And almost plus 25% siege ability, which is nice. Almost plus 50% defensiveness. Obviously, 125% discipline, and 10.3 land morale, because you want those enemies to just melt. Military tactics. I'm not sure if that calculates. Oh no, wait. I can't do math. Ignore it. Then combat ability plus 30% for infantry. I don't think we'll be able to match that in our Songhai game, but maybe, who knows. And then plus 20% cav and plus 10% artillery, and then just some light ship combat ability. Again, ships weren't really a priority. I tried going for I'm not sure what the achievement is called. I'll look it up in a bit, but it's basically you have to get like a positive income or no loans, and like 250 large ships. And I tried going for that, and it didn't work at all. It was so expensive. Then our subjects, loyal as can be, although I had a bit of trouble with Austria from time to time. Every time they went slightly over 50%, Russia and sometimes Spain as well just instantly supported their independence. They never pulled the trigger, even though they have a massive army. I mean, you don't mess with these German Space Marines. Then estates again. I put this up to get the achievement. Oh, that's why I have so many leaders. Because I was like, oh wait, I can get this achievement, why not? I'll do the achievements at the end as well. But for now, let's go look at the world, shall we? So, for quite a bit of the early game, I was allied to a pretty big Poland. Commonwealth even. They were scary. They were pretty big. But then with my then allies, Sweden and Russia, and I think the Ottomans jumped them later. We basically just did a partition of Poland, as is customary in this time period. And yet the Ottomans were massive. I released Greece from them, and Syria, which instantly got eaten by Russia, as you can see. And I fixed that a little bit by cutting them in half. Our buddy Songhai is doing pretty well. Having quite a bit of trouble with the Portuguese and Britain colonies, but you know, they're looking decently healthy. I think they westernized. Yeah, they must have. Yeah. And I think here are some rebels that I'm funding, which are getting beaten back by the Ottomans. Spain was doing really well this game. I think if we grab our culture map mode, you can see that they used to own most of southern France and spread the Catalan culture there. But it was weird because it looked like France's AI was bugged, because they, for quite a few wars, they had like this big army in Paris, and it just didn't move. So you'd have Spain and probably Great Britain as well, just walking around, picking up smaller stacks, cheesing everything down, even rebels, and their army just wouldn't move. So I had to build them out like, several times. Luckily, that got fixed in the end, and now they're looking pretty healthy. Missing like these two provinces, but they got Cornwall. So yeah, not that that was ever useful, but hey. So yeah, Spain and Ottomans, the two main players besides me. They're the ones who are second and first. Also, I'm sure you've noticed, but Italy formed. I think from Milan. Pretty sure from Milan. Which is pretty cool. They were my rival at some point. But if they weren't, I probably would have allied them and had them, gave them southern Italy to beat down Spain. But instead I helped France. Then there's Russia, big mother Russia. Used to be my ally, like Scandinavia here, but I'm not quite sure how our alliance got broken. But at one point, we just became rivaled, and every once in a while, when I got bored, I just beat them down. It was fun. And then, obviously, Scandinavia. They used to have Denmark and more of Livonia. Loyal ally of mine for quite a while, but then they made the mistake of, well, first they got pretty much all of the Netherlands, which I was fine with. I wasn't interesting. And then they took Kleve. And that was a mistake, because it's Germany, and Germany was mine. So I kicked the crap out of them, released the Netherlands, and later Denmark, which I kept as an ally, because no reason really. So that's pretty much what happened in Europe. Hungary is alive mostly because every once in a while I would feed them provinces, just beat down the Ottomans. Then we have India. Not a very big European presence here. France had some more land, but they lost it. Same goes for Britain. Persia's big, Delhi's big, that's about it. Khmer did very well. I think at one point they were even bigger, but I didn't pay too much attention to here. Ming didn't explode. Korea's big, and Japan's a mess. Why? Because the Ottomans conquered it. I think at one point they had the entire thing, yeah. Ottomans used to own all of this. And then I beat them down and had them spit out some countries. So here's a mix of Spanish, Portuguese, and Ottoman colonies. I think Australia is... Oh, they're Castilian. I thought they were Portuguese, but I guess not. Then the New World. French Brazil is one of the few countries that is still a colony, a colonial nation. Every once in a while I got pulled into a war against Spain, which is one of the reasons why France got so much of their land back. Spain and Britain backed Brazilian independence, but we always won, even though we never set foot in South America, because we didn't need to, really. We just beat down Spain and then eventually signed a white peace. We have here Argentina, some more inland colonies. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, most of this is Castilian, Portuguese, a bit of Scottish, apparently. Alright. Oh yeah, Scotland formed Great Britain, I'm pretty sure. And they also converted Ireland to their culture. So that's interesting. Then we have a massive Venezuela, big Mexico, USA is big as well. Guyana, French Canada, that's still a colonial nation as well. Okay. So France hold on to most of their colonies, while Spain and Portugal lost most of them. Though, I think... No, actually the North American Portuguese colonies remained colonial nations. Mainly the Spanish ones got independence. Like, yeah, Mexico... USA was actually... Well, partially... Oh yeah, this was French-Canadian, but the USA took it. Oops, this one. Yeah, it's... The 13 colonies were Scottish. So actually, the New World is, apart from the Swedish and French South American provinces and the Scots here, it's actually relatively historical. A large French presence in Canada, British 13 colonies, and pretty much the rest is Spanish. So what else? There's Africa, which we glanced over. Mainly divided between Portugal, Spain, and a few surviving African nations, with Brittany establishing a few colonies in the Ivory Coast. Yeah, that's basically the world. It was a really fun game. Brandenburg is a boatload of fun. So many Space Marines. As soon as you get enough manpower, you can just throw your armies at anything, and you'll most likely win. So yeah. Plans for the future. Might as well talk about that here. I wanna finish up Songhai sooner rather than later. Because the new expansion is coming out. And even though 1.15, that patch, didn't break save games from 1.14, because this one and the Songhai game have both been started in that patch. And, well, at least Germany, this game works fine, and I assume Songhai is fine as well. The 1.16 patch will add so much and so many map changes and stuff that it'll destroy the save games. I already know who I want to play first. and that is one of the new Irish miners. I watched a bit of the video that DJR Jake and I think Bjorn B of Paradox made. Well, it was a stream, but they uploaded it, and they took a look at some of the new Irish ideas, and Desmond, which is, I think, in the south here, has ridiculously powerful ideas, so I really want to try those out, get a few achievements for that. That'll be fun. So yeah, if you have any questions about this playthrough, feel free to ask. If you want to look back on it, I guess you could go to my Twitter and like scroll back, because every once in a while I would post out crappy pictures because I didn't want to make screenshots, because alt-tabbing is not a thing I want to do here. So yeah, let's take a look at the achievements I got. We have World Discoverer, which has apparently become very easy in this patch. Because in earlier patches, I remember there always being like 1 or 2 provinces of Wasteland that you could never discover unless you did the exploration yourself. Then we have Viva la Révolution. Wow, never mind that pronunciation. Have rebels you support in another country enforce their demands. Very similar to another one, which I also got. Yeah. My true friend, go to war in support of a rebel faction and win enforcing their demands. If you do this, you also get this, because it's basically the same thing, except this one doesn't involve you declaring war. I got that by beating on the Ottomans. I'm not quite sure which rebels I made win. Maybe the Greek ones. Probably not. Oh no, I think a few Hungarian ones to get some independence there. And then gain 7 naval morale, it's pretty easy. This is my faith, very easy as well. The princess is in his castle, I got that from the... I think it's the Women in History event that adds it, where if you have like no heir or weak heir, you can name... you can get a... I'm pretty sure they're usually above average in stats. You can get a woman as an heir, with low legitimacy, and you have to have a castle in your capital. I think I might have waited on that before I started building better thingies, castles, forts. Yes, those are the things. Then, the Emperor's new clothes, overthrow Austria and become the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. Not too hard. As Brandenburg, you're already an elector, so it's relatively easy. Then, the continuation of diplomacy, successfully used threaten war, which is really, really nice feature. That's a Grand Navy, pretty easy, killed 10,000 men in one battle, again with German Space Marines. This is really easy. And then dismantle the Holy Roman Empire. As Germany, you might as well. I forgot how I think, because I was Emperor for a while here, as you can see, and I think I got rid of that because you can't be Emperor as Germany. I think I just converted. That did the trick. I forgot that it did that. It automatically kicks you out of the Emperor position. So that's something to remember. Then 7 land morale. Again, as Prussia, that's almost a given. We looked at this one. Marshy Marsh, the Netherlands is a pretty good candidate for that. If you want to do it yourself. The easiest way is, I think, to release, start as Lithuania, release one of your vassals and give him 2 Marsh provinces, because you begin with quite a few already. Just a little patience, obviously. It's all about the money, not very hard. It's all about luck. This is a weird one. because it says win a battle against a great leader without a leader. Which implies that you have to win a battle against a 3-star general without having a leader. And it took me several tries, and I eventually got it when I reinforced with an army that did have a leader. So I'm not entirely sure how this one works, because I should have gotten it earlier, if I understand it correctly. So yeah, this one's kind of weird. Full house, have 3 vessels and 2 marches at the same time. I used to have, I think, 2 more vassals here, which I annexed and then gave the land to the Netherlands, because pretty borders. For the glory, Diplo annex a vessel, pretty easy. Factionalism, as you can see, I did that recently. Defender of the Faith, might as well. Cold War, I didn't even know I got this one. Well, I knew I got it, but I didn't know I was going to get it. It just popped up, and I completely, I never realized I won a war without fighting anyone. I think it was a separate piece where I just quickly sieged down someone, and their army was already destroyed or something. And that counts, so that's fun. City of Cities, I got that with Lübeck. Lübeck is 61 development. I think I conquered it at like 48. Because this is, Germany is quite a nice place to get this achievement, because there are a lot of one province miners who develop their cities a lot. It's not the most developed province in the world. That honor goes to Berlin with 85, because whenever I had spare points, I would pump it in developing Berlin. Blockader, again, not too hard. Bleed them dry. Again, Holy Roman Empire, great place to get this achievement. I had a bit of trouble with this one. Because timing-wise and truces running out and war operations running out. But eventually I did get it. And then from Germany, again, not too hard. And then finally, a fine goose step from Prussia and have at least 125 discipline. So that's, I think, like 26 or 7 achievements. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, indeed. So yeah, that's a pretty good run. Got quite a few of the easier ones out of the way, and a few tricky ones, like dismantling the Holy Roman Empire is a bit trickier. This one, I'm glad I got this one out of the way, because it's Spain. Factionalism, again, it's especially nice to do it at the end of your campaign, because the influence doesn't matter anymore. That's basically it. So, I should be continuing the Songhai playthrough soon, but besides being exceptionally lazy, I also actually have quite a bit of stuff to do for university. So, uploads will probably continue to be sporadic, but I do hope to finish the playthrough before Mare Nostrum comes out. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please do let me know. If you wanna see me ramble about playthroughs I'm doing that I'm not recording, and wanna see bad pictures of them, follow me on Twitter, I guess. And yeah, that's about it. So, bye bye.